We can now bring in Paul Jobin, Associate Research Fellow for the Institute of Sociology at Academia Sinica in Taiwan. Thank you very much for joining us from Taipei this evening. How is Nancy Pelosi's visit being perceived where you are?
Well, from what I could see today, and actually it started yesterday night, people were gathering, as you show in your report, people were gathering around the airport, around the hotel. So, of course, some people criticized the visit. Those, hardliners for the reunification, yes, the image showing, but I saw much more people very enthusiastic about the visit, and I think her visit was understood as an historical watershed moment for Taiwan, for a better recognition of Taiwan in the international society, and first of all from the U.S., which is the support of the U.S. is super important for Taiwan on the diplomatic area scene and from a military perspective and from the economy. So from every aspect, this visit is a super important historical moment for Taiwan, and I think it will be remembered that way. I can give you more concrete perspective from different polls, and but for now I will retain this message.
Okay. So a pretty positive reaction there to Nancy Pelosi's visit. Of course, she has become the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit in some 25 years. China, in the run-up to her visit, said their military would not stand idly by. We've seen what China's army has done in the past 24 hours with those drills and whatnot. What more can Beijing do?
I'm not a specialist of China, so it's difficult. And I guess even for people who are very intimate to Beijing politics, it's very difficult to be in Xi Jinping's head and what he has in mind. But what we understood from Taiwan is that in spite of his threats, Pelosi has been brave enough to come, and the Taiwanese government has welcomed her. And it seems that it would be more embarrassing for Xi Jinping now to deal with that because, well, I guess now Pelosi's plane is approaching South Korea. Well, we haven't heard that the military shot down our plane as some, very excited people in Beijing threaten. So now it will be on Xi Jinping's side to what. I'm not sure what he can do next, but what I can tell you, yeah.
No, I was just going to interrupt you there because people are saying that they were waiting to see when Nancy Pelosi left to see what the full reaction from Beijing on Taiwan would be. We are seeing that there have been cyber attacks that have stepped up in the past few hours. Some analysts in the United States, in fact, say that Nancy Pelosi has lit a match at the dynamite factory with her visit. Do you agree with that assessment?
Not really. Well, of course, this visit will have an economic and socio-political impact for sure. I mean, already yesterday, Beijing has announced that they will ban imports on more than 2,000 food products from Taiwan. This will for sure have a political cost for the DPP, the governing government. Yes, I mean, food products only account for less than 1% for Taiwanese exports to China. Most of the exports from Taiwan to China are in the electronic sector. They account for 40% of all exports. I mean, all Taiwanese exports altogether are 40% of Taiwanese exports all around the world. So Taiwan is still very much dependent on the economic relation with China. But it's interesting to see that China didn't ban the import from electronic integrated circuits and other electronic products. They banned food products, which is relatively marginal for Taiwanese economy. And the reason why is that probably the Chinese economy is still very much dependent itself on Taiwanese semiconductors, as the rest of the world is dependent on Taiwan semiconductors.
What is the view in Taiwan when it comes to the U.S.'s view on the One China policy? Is there a sort of assessment that things could have shifted under Joe Biden's presidency based on statements that the president has made when it comes to Taiwan's defense?
Well, Joe Biden is famous for doing some. I mean, sometimes his mouth is quicker than his thought, and
He
but
makes one gaffe, then he repeats it, and then he repeats it a third time. It's more
yes,
than a
and the
gaffe when he
department.
does it three times, right?
Right, and the Department of State immediately correcting his statements has sent for sure contradictory messages to the Taiwanese, and the confidence of the Taiwanese on the U.S. is so important. So. For sure, last summer, after the withdrawal of the U.S. Army from Afghanistan, it was hard for the Taiwanese to see that because, I mean, the Taiwanese trust the army. They have seen that Tsai has invested a lot in the military to increase the military deterrence of the Taiwanese army against China. But their will to fight to defend themselves is stronger if they can count on the support of the US and other countries, but like Japan or Australia and European countries. But first of all, on the US for historical reasons. So for sure, the support of the U.S. is super important. So the messages from Washington have been contradictory. So I think this visit from Nancy Pelosi has been, I mean, our press conference this morning was super. I mean, I was touched myself. I think she sent very clear messages of very strong support to Taiwan. And I guess this went straight to the heart of the majority of Taiwanese people.
Okay, a clarifying visit there from Nancy Pelosi. Paul Jobin, thank you very much for your
You're welcome.
analysis and joining us on the program today.
Thank you very much.